When it comes to scandals, this one is probably going to take the cake, and we don't know what we don't know. But what we do know, this is not the first time that it's been alleged that Fonnie Willis has had an affair. Um, there was early on when she was named district attorney and prosecutor of this case, and she brought those charges. The Trump campaign went on full media blitz. Said she had an affair with a known drug dealer. So this ain't the first time they done attacked her with these salacious sexual um, accusations. So this is where things start to get a little murky. And as much as a lot of people want to pretend that it doesn't happen and that race isn't a factor in this, but they definitely have gone after her on a personal level. And I think that's deserving to be pointed out before we start casting aspersions and recriminations against an individual where we don't really know the facts. Not yet. Okay. That said, let's talk about what we actually know. What we actually know is that Miss Willis will not have to testify, at least not before Nathan Wade testifies in his own divorce. Um, there were a lot of information that came out yesterday that was unsealed, one of which was some of the questions that this individual, Nathan Wade, was being asked to disclose in discovery. Questions like, how many accounts you got? What's your health? How's your health? Um, what medications are you on? That seems to be going somewhere, right? Keep in mind, this is a divorce case. Why would a wife need to ask what her husband or soon to be ex husband, what is he sick with? What are you saying? Yeah, that was in discovery. And a discovery motion that Nathan Wade was actually held in contempt for because he didn't answer these questions directly. In the filing, the attorney representing Jocelyn Wade went ahead and said that the answers were so ambiguous that it just resulted in them being totally useless. It had no bearing in the case, and the judge agreed. You were being deliberately evasive about these questions. That's Nathan Wade. Another filing that came out. This one involves Nathan Wade's spousal support request. Now remember, they have two children together. Both of these children are adults. This ex-wife, ex-spouse, is receiving some spousal support. Okay. $700 every 2 weeks. She getting $1,400 a month to maintain whatever she can maintain off of that amount of money. They released the address of the home that was in there. And this is why it would have probably been a better idea to keep these records sealed. And we'll get back to that in a second as to why this was a Machiavellian move on how you maneuver the court to do exactly what you want. Um, this is crazy. But yeah, he's paying her $1,400 a month. Now, keep in mind, women 90% of the time are the ones who file for divorce. That wasn't the case here. We were just talking about Jeezy and Jeannie Mai a couple of weeks ago. Still talking about it because that divorce is now under question because Miss Mai is acting like, oh, I didn't have enough time to sign this prenup. I didn't understand what was going on. It happened so fast. But as many of the talking head shows will talk about, Red Pill Nation will talk about, you have to do something really wow for a man to file divorce. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Unless that woman did something foul. Unless something happened that was so bad that the man filed for divorce. And the forced deposition of Fonnie Willis, what did she say? She said the ex-wife slept with his best friend and conveyed that to her then husband. She confessed, hey, I slept with your man. And I got to pay you alimony? This divorce is 2 years old. Why is it taking so long? What's going on? And another part of this deposition, when she was asking for some more money or find out where this cash is at, she says she's been a stay-at-home mom for 26 years. 26. And because she's so hard up on cash, and Nathan ain't breaking her off any, she had to rely more and more, this is Jocelyn Willis, on her father. And during this time, her father passed away. So your adult children ain't messing with you. Your father was taking care of you because no other man would. Not your husband, not the one you may have slept around on. You got an attorney that's asking questions pertaining to his health. How much wine has he drank? And he was held in contempt for the type of responses that he was given. This is all kinds of messy. And then none of what I talked about just now had anything to do with another woman, least of all the district attorney. Now, wouldn't it be crazy after all the stories we've heard that the allegation that was made that got us to this point actually wasn't true? Again, we don't know. So I'm just putting that out there. What happens if it's not true? Well, we know what happens if it is true. Just like what's happening right now. This case against Trump is definitely been derailed. That's the Machiavellian move that I was talking about. Ashley Mershon was playing chess while everybody else was playing checkers. How did this come about? There was an agreement between the parties, between the defendant and the plaintiff. We wanted to seal this divorce. So this wouldn't happen. Everybody wouldn't know how much I paid you or paying you in spousal support. Wouldn't have these allegations out here about what may have led to this divorce. Wouldn't know your name. Public record. It's over. Now, she leveraged that information, Ashley Mershon, made the allegation without proof, without testimony, came up against this divorce hearing in and out like a thief in the night, came in and said, hey, according to Georgia law, even if you have two parties agreeing to seal the record and the judge actually seals the record, you can't seal the record unless there's a hearing first, and there was no hearing. So the judge had no choice but to vacate another judge's order. That's crazy. And instantly, the records that you've been seeing throughout the speech all night were made available. Yeah, folks, it's going to get messy before it gets any cleaner. And regardless of whether you are for or against the principles in the prosecution, yeah, it's not looking good.